Hi everyone, this is Sergey Gusev. Welcome back to this channel. Today we'll continue talking about portraits, and I'm going to show you the right way, in my opinion, of making an underdrawing for a portrait in oils. So let's get started. But even before I start working, I want to figure out what a beginner means. I think that a beginner can draw a portrait or paint a portrait. So when I say beginner, I mean a person who has some experience in drawing and painting, have been drawing some plastic casts, some simple still lifes, or maybe even painting on plein air, but going to start working on a portrait. So you are a beginner in portraits. So you obviously need to have some skills. You can't just take a pencil, charcoal, and make an amazing portrait. I don't want to lie to you, and this is not how it works. You can't do this. You need to practice a lot before you decide to work on a portrait. So let's say you have some experience in drawing and painting, and this is maybe your first portrait, but not the first drawing ever. I have a canvas 30 x 30 centimeters, 12 x 12 inches, and wheel charcoal. I'm sketching out, making some first basic lines, and I care first of all for the right composition. Make sure that you do not have a lot of empty space around. The head will drown in lots of empty space. It's all about the balance. So we need to find the right balance between the head and the space around. Usually we leave some more empty space in front of the portrait, but in this case, when working on a profile drawing, I recommend you to have almost the same amount of empty space everywhere. So we do not need to leave more space in front. Again, it's all about the balance. Don't leave a lot of empty space on top, so don't place the head too low. After these few basic lines, I carefully start working with values, with tone and darkening in the shadows and in the dark areas, like the hair, for example. I don't really care for details. I'm going to draw with big masses of light and shadow, and I think that if you're a beginner, this is the right way for you, because when you set up the right tonal values right in the beginning, on the underdrawing stage, it will be a lot much easier for you to work on the underpainting and then blocking it. So when you figure out all the tonal values, relationships at this stage, you won't make a lot of mistakes in the future. If you're not a beginner, if you're a very advanced painter and have a lot of skills and knowledge, then you don't have to draw it so detailed. You can just take a brush, make a quick sketch with oils on canvas, and then start working with colors. Painting and drawing at the same time, judging values and colors at the same time. But this is quite difficult for you. If you do not have enough experience, then you should, in my opinion, draw this way. So start from a quick sketch, then slowly work on the values, starting out from the darks. After you finish this drawing, you need to fixate it. Use special fixative. You can just spray all over the drawing, and when it's dry, so maybe in 20-30 minutes, you can start working on the underpainting. I really do not recommend you to skip this stage. Maybe it's not really fun, quite boring, takes a lot of time for you, but again, if it's done well, it's going to be a lot quicker, easier to work in the future on the upcoming stages. You can even take a pencil, charcoal pencil, when you need to work on some small details, not big planes and big spots, but details like the eye, eyelids, iris, pupil, nostril, ear, and some other small things. So when it's all done with the big things, I of course get to the details, work a little bit on them. Again, it's just an underdrawing, in the future we'll paint over it, so I don't think we need to make it really photorealistic and quite detailed. It's still primarily about the big things, the big planes and tonal relationships. You can use a brush, piece of cloth, just your fingers, to soften some areas, smudge charcoal right on the canvas, and so on. It's very easy to remove charcoal, just maybe using a piece of cloth or eraser. It's much easier than if using a graphite pencil. So I'm working on this underdrawing as I work on any other drawings. In my opinion, it does not make a lot of sense making another drawing for a painting or just making a drawing itself on paper, for example. We still care first for the big things, then get to the details. For my own artworks, I don't work like this just because I have some skills and practice. I usually make a quick sketch with oils on canvas, but in the very beginning of my artistic way, I was drawing something like this, maybe a little bit quicker and less detailed and less finished, but using the same approach. You can use some other materials, not just charcoal, but maybe pastels. I don't think that a graphite pencil is a good solution just because it's much more difficult to erase it or somehow else remove it from the canvas. Charcoal is much softer, so I would use wheel charcoal. I don't think it makes sense to make it a lot more finished and even photorealistic. Again, the most important things are the right composition, proportions and values. If you feel that you achieved that goal, then you can just spray all over the portrait and start working with oils. In my next tutorial, I will talk about an underpainting and show you the right way, in my opinion, how to make the best underpainting quite quick. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and do not forget that you can download the full video tutorials on my webpage. Check out the links in the description. Okay, I think right now I'm going to stop and just fixate this underdrawing. I hope you like this tutorial. I wish you good luck with your own artworks and see you in my next episode on this channel.